Hello everyone, welcome back to Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. Man, I didn't mean to leave it in such a bad place, but like, it's gonna take me a while to get the feel of where to leave this. Oh boy, so, in the last one, a lot of stuff happened, you better go watch it. And then now, we've just come up with a striking revelation. Is he wearing the locket that we were discussing in the last one around his neck right now? Are you, Phoenix? Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. Can we see that? A photo of my Your daughter? What? Come again?
Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
Everyone's surprised.
We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
Who did he have a daughter with, though? What? Boy, hasn't it been like 7 years? I guess a lot can happen in 7 years, let's just be honest. So Mr. Wright has a locket too? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? I don't think it is either. Something's wrong.
Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary.
Don't tell me what is and what isn't.
It's clear the defendant lost. Badly.
What's up, darling? What's wrong?
Miss Orly, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant.
Okay, here we go. Serious competition, okay. The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grab bottle from table end. Hang on a minute.
Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
Let me think about this for a minute by looking at this. Something's not right, though. Oh no.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Ah, how many times have I heard these words? Oh, what? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true.
Methinks the judge watches too many old courtmates. Same, but I be watching Judge Judy all the time, so how can I say anything? Mr. Wright says he hasn't lost in 7 years. This testimony must be wrong. Let's find out by pressing it all. Right. Game began with 3,500 points in chips. I guess tell me everything. Are those the usual starting points? Were there any special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be, exactly 7,000 points.
Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division. Oh. Nothing to say there, boy? Okay. Well, it was good to look at you just for a minute. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. Tell me more about that, because you can kind of see that in the photo. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Of course. What is she so scared of? Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Oh, yeah. It's coming up, right? They wouldn't throw me a red herring so soon, would they? Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips? Explain? What is there to be explained? Would you please? What now with your suave-ass hair? Go to a Pantene commercial, don't bug me.
Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip off the old block, not a motorcycle cop, not a...
Thanks. Oh man, now I want fish and chips, though. Now that I've pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even? Yet, as I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. Oh. Two types of chip, 100 points and a 1,000 points chip. It is not money, Justice? Yes, babe? Don't you find her comments interesting? Uh-oh. Where is it?
me look at this.
Oh my god! Okay. Got it, I think. I think I know what's going on here. In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to a testimony myself.
Well, does the defense want the witness to add her testimony?
Yes. Add to testimony, please. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with it. I think I do. Did you count them? Hang on.
Very well. Witness, if you would be so kind.
I'm just waiting for the right moment here. Da, Your Honor. I want to see if she slips. One kind of chip is worth 100 points, the other kind is worth 1,000. Two kinds in all. So is this the new second one? Yeah, okay, that's okay. Right. Oh, I think, okay. I think she's wrong. Because... Check this out! You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure? Oh, what now, Peridot?
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten.
Aha, but wait.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court?
He doesn't know. Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points? Uh-huh. Y'all ever been gambling before? I have.
Why, the big ones, of course, duh.
Oh? I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up. Yup. It's very common for the smaller cash chips to be bigger. And they usually are a color like black, the lower chips. Usually the higher chips are more brightly colored. Usually. It depends, of course.
The totals?
Atom boy. Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000.
Yes. If my calculations are correct, let's see. 3 plus 1, carry the 5.
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. Right? It ain't working. Look at it now. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, we have way more than we're talking about here. And you add them up.
How much is it?
Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? You might be. 10,600. Yep, there was like 10 black chips there. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
Oh, shoot. Here it comes. But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right, there's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. The starting points were wrong, chip count was wrong, both were right. Oh, he's saying both of them were wrong. Is that what that bottom one is saying? I think that's what it is then. It has to be. Right? Because if okay, so if the starting points were wrong, it still wouldn't make any sense because it's not an even number. Chip count was wrong. Yeah, so if this is telling me that both of those top ones are right, it should just say both of them. God damn it. I think this is right. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can be only one answer.
Well, what is it?
The value of the chips was the other way around. Yup.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips are worth... That's exactly it. That's what I said before.
Madness. Utter madness.
Show me that photograph of the chips again. There's 6 small chips and 10 large. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Oh, now what, son? Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Hey, I did, mostly. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. What? What is wrong?
But wait, the value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed. The victim did have the larger number of chips still. Ah.
Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. I hate math, you guys. Add up the points each side of the table.
The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and the defendant had 4,100.
Yep. The one on the left is the winning chip pile. Not hand, though. The hand I think was lost still. I have to look at it again. Well, now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible.
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning.
Ah!
please never let me see that face again. Now, Miss Orly, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the time. Weren't you? Why are you lying, though? What do you have to gain from this? What's your problem?
Order, order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened.
Don't poop.
We're in public.
We must now ask ourselves— I didn't even see what that said. Who did that?
Excuse me? What is it, Miss Orly?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see,
See what, Miss Orly? What do we see?
in the last hand, there was cheat. What do you mean?
A cheat? You don't mean a trick?
Wait, or do you mean a scam?
They're all the same thing. Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are. It's all too coincidental, isn't it? How convenient that there's a cheat now. You got caught. Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. Fully interesting. I'm glad you're not concerned.
Witness, you'll please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
Tell us about it.
Tell me about it, stud.
Sorry, I watched Grease the other day.
The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in the deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argumenta. The defendant's trick was exposed. Wait a minute, really? Where's the... Let me look at it again, because I thought he was actually a lost hand, but maybe it's not. Wait a minute. Oh, wait! Ace, ace. 7. 7. And 7. So he's got... Right. See, okay, so I'm not very skilled at poker. I don't know, like, all of the hands. But at least he's got 2 aces, 3 sevens, that's 2 pair. And over there, he's got 2 aces and 3 kings. Wait a minute, that doesn't seem very likely. I'm assuming that's Diamond King and Hearts King, but it almost looks like they're both the same. Alright, let's see what else she has to say. Maybe it'll become more apparent, but I think there's something wrong there. He took bottle in hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Right. Miss Orly, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? Yeah, why? I thought I'd smell the cover-up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. Covers? The covers? The covers. Covert!
A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make, in my experience.
It's true.
That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin? What's a full house?
Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker?
I can't say this bodes well for your case or career.
Why does he need to know poker? That seems ridiculous. What is this, some kind of secret poker ring? Justice? You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yes, I do. Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes 3 of a kind. That's right, he had 2 pair and 3 of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's what he had. That's a full house. Oh, I forgot that actually makes a full house. I'm stupid. It does. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it?
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Easier to make than the other side, though. 3 kings and 2 aces. They both have full houses.
We forget. There's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
Wait a minute now.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand? Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Yeah, it doesn't add up even if you did. The final hand. Tell me about this. Alright. The last hand, both men had full house, so I'm gonna press everything. As usual. Just how hard is it to make a full house anyway? It is quite hard, da. It is making a pair and 3 of a kind at the same time. I guess that's right.
Very difficult, to be sure. You can take my word as the poker head of courtroom number 3.
Very difficult, da. But is not impossible. Okay, full house hard. This line of questioning, a waste of time. Sorry, I had to find out. There's 4 of each card in the deck from ace to king. I mean, that seems normal. 4 of each card, you say? Da. There's 1 spade, diamond, heart, and club for each card. It is interesting fact that this number 4 comes from number of seasons.
Huh, you don't say. And did you know that the cards are numbered 1 through 13? Add all the cards in a deck and you get 364, a year. Huh, you don't say. Isn't that 1 day short?
That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for the leap year. Thus you have a perfect representation of the year, all in a deck of cards.
Huh, you don't say. He's just repeating himself. We're gonna be in this courtroom for a year if he keeps going. I'm sorry, I had to know. I'm sorry. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. Well, tell me more about that, please. How was it clear? Well, the defendant. He played 5th ace. A 5th ace? I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. Wait. No, it didn't. I had 3 kings, I thought. Girl, what the hell are you talking about? But it's right there, yo. Even 3 kings enough is hard to believe, but 3 aces? No, he did not. It's right there. This girl lying to me. Look at this. Well, I'm gonna press this statement and see where she goes with it, but obviously I could probably throw that down right now. Right? Yeah. And Mr. Wright's too?
Obviously, cheating was afoot, or perhaps I should say, a hand.
There's no way he would make an obvious cheat like that if he was a winner. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke. Yeah.
Very well. The witness will add this detail to her testimony, please.
Okay. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces and Mr. Wright's 2. It's 5 aces in all. No, it didn't. And I'm gonna tell you right now that it didn't. Objection! It's right there. It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name... Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
That's the photo of the chips, is it not?
Justice? Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Oh! Are we doing this then, like point to the evidence?
Yes, please point out the contradiction in the photo.
Do I just... What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony? Oh, okay. Right over here. We did that before. Why, it's here, of course.
It's where?
Where is that you're pointing? Where? A good question.
We've already heard today on the dangers of bluffing.
Wait, did I do it wrong? It's the kings, damn it. Wait. Oh, did I actually do it wrong? Let me grab my stylus, because I did that with my hand. I probably shouldn't have done that. That's weird. Where does it want me to go? It's got to be one of these kings. How about right there? There? It's here, of course. Wait, what? What do you mean? Is it actually wrong? Oh my god, you guys, I'm sorry. Sorry. God, at least I'm not losing any health for this. Oh boy, how, like, maybe I have to get in the middle of all the cards? It's the heart of the cards. Okay, fine, try over here. Oh, that was, okay, sorry, but that was kind of dumb. Any of those should have worked. Sorry about that, guys. Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2. Ah! What you gonna object about there?
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
It's right there, though. Taking a look at this evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating all right, and it's going on right here in the courtroom. Nice. Good job.
2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please! It is true. I have seen it, the 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
If you don't mind. Perhaps we might examine the actual cards? Well, that's a good idea.
The cards?
Mr. Payne.
Yes?
The player's hand that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Very well. The prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards?
Well, at this point, I'm probably thinking that if there was cheating, it was the victim that cheated. Not Phoenix, because he wouldn't get caught. If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Which of these hands is more suspicious? Probably the victim's if I had to guess. Let's try that. If it was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony, that too. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
Oh, we got the cards. Alright, let's take a look. Maybe we can, like, spin them around like we did before. Well, time's a wasting. Get to it, Justice. Yes, sir. Alright. Oh, God, it's opening it for me. That's really weird. Oh, of course, he's gonna teach us about this, but technically we already know about it because of that extra case we had. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. So this is probably the first Phoenix Wright game that actually included this, which is why they're giving us the tutorial. Because the other, the extra case we played was an afterthought, I believe, after this game was already done. Try using the dials on the evidence viewer. That should give you a better perspective on the case. Okay, let's do this. Let's look at them. So you can zoom, of course, like this. And you can look at all angles. Uh-oh, look at this! One of them's blue. That's gotta be something. Oh, I like that it turned it around for me. Thanks, game. What? Your Honor, look at this! One of the victim's cards. How did they not catch this before is the thing. The back is a different color. That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand. Oh, girl. Oh, man, I wanted to like you. Why are you doing this shady biz? What was that, Miss Orly? No, yet. I merely said that. I have. Your Honor?
Mr. Gavin, yes.
Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker?
To cheat?
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say? The dealer. Wait, so you mean... too bad. So sad. This witness, Miss Orly? She's the cheater. Professional, I'd wager. Yeah! Uh-oh, but why?
Order, order!
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. Oh, I mean her mistake. Yeah, good thing you clarified that. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand. Uh-huh. Girl, you just outed yourself. Ergo, Miss Olga Orly conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean... The defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orly, are you?
Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means... I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orly, of murder. Uh-oh! She didn't catch it this time, did she? Oh. It fell on the thing. It's fine. Everything's okay. Kind of. Oh. Oh, man.
Mr. Payne, where's your witness, Miss Olga Orly?
It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
It's fake.
Mr. Justice,
Your Honor?
it seems you've presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between a witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
And that means?
This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
Ugh. What?
I did it. I held out. You did it, Apollo.
I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
What? That sounded like Phoenix. What you up to, boy? Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. What are you doing?
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What are you talking about, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous!
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous.
He kinda does. Oh, Phoenix.
Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night.
Alright, let's do that. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You used different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game.
I see. But that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards.
Yeah, because the blue cards were in the picture. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, one card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating.
Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? Oh! When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after.
Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped.
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. Oh dear. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck? Let's think about this. There's probably no way that it was put in beforehand, because if Phoenix is supposed to be a master card player, he would have noticed. So I don't think before is even a possibility. During, it seems like too much stuff would be going on, and if she actually did something, like murder him or something like that, there's be no time for her to do it. So I'm gonna say it was probably after, right before the police showed up, because it would have been easy to do it then. I'm gonna say it's this. Perhaps it happened after the murder? What? No one's talking to you?
What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown?
To set someone up, of course. Yeah, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. What now?
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Look, the only thing impossible going on is your head right now. Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time.
Ah.
Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder. What? Stop! Shut up! God!
Okay, this is going straight past silly and onto crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us.
There's another?
Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only 2 remain in the room, alive that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orly. Who was it to swap the red card for a blue? Wait a minute! Oh my god, what if it is someone else, though? I wouldn't even have thought of that until they just put it in front of me. It's possible. It's possible, isn't it, though? I need to see what this says. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Right, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga or Lee either.
What are you suggesting?
That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orly at this point. Oh, did I do it wrong? Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card.
And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious.
Did I do it right, actually? When they always give that crazy one, then it makes you think, and then it all comes into clarity for you. That's the best part of this game.
Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is. Shut up.
Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the cards wasn't the defendant and it wasn't Miss Orly, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that's the question, isn't it? Precisely. See, Phoenix is going along with it. I think I did the right thing. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction.
Oh.
A new direction?
It's not over? We'll find that indeed after the murder. Someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand. And that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card. Because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right? The person replaced the fifth ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But that means... But there's one problem. According to our case record, that person doesn't exist.
True. Not until now. But you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
Oh. What?
Oh no. I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright.
Sure does.
This trial is proceeded on one central assumption. Namely, that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in the room.
I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption?
The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court.
Yeah, that's a bad move. Why did you do that? I suppose that is a problem, yes.
Court is adjourned for a brief recess.
Oh! It's not over!
Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Very well. The trial will resume in 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness! This is very long for a tutorial. Wow. Are we gonna get a save or anything? I'm not sure if that actually happens. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I think you would know the answer to that. What? Oh no. Oh no! You guys! It's not! He did say that they were dining together the night of the murder. Being mysterious, are we? I've had no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff. Justice? Yes, sir! The judge has summoned me to his chamber, so carry on without me. Okay, bye, Hottie McCotterson. You're a bad guy, aren't you? Oh god, it happens every time, guys. If I fall for someone, they do something bad. You did well, Apollo. Oh, can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? You're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. Let's see. Who's that? That's the girl on the cover, isn't it? What?
I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days.
That's the girl on the cover? It has to be. There's only one girl that looks like that. I think.
Well, I don't know. There's 2 dudes that look the same on the cover, so who the hell knows? Clone Wars up in here. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think?
Huh?
You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat.
I never, honest. But it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years.
Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. What's Phoenix talking about 7 years ago? Is it something we don't know about yet, or is it something I've merely forgotten? Hope I haven't forgotten.
Eh?
You see, poker's all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case.
Poker is like trial law?
Figure it out once your opponent is thinking, and you win.
Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds.
I think not.
Really?
Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information.
You're kidding.
That witness, for instance, Miss Orly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
No. Come on, who knows that?
Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. Oh, I know who that is, I think.
But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals.
No, you can do it.
Huh?
You just don't know it yet.
What's he talking about?
But you will, soon. No, I almost forgot. One more thing about this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet.
What? I knew it.
I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power.
My power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special.
I don't think that's what he's talking about, dude. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best.
What? Wow. What's happening? All right, here's our continue. All right, so this is a perfect time to stop, and that's what I will do. So in the next one... Oh my god! This is gonna be such a good game already. I'm already feeling it. This is so cool. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. I'll see you all in the next one. Ready to go. Bye, guys. Wow, this is amazing.